achieve a comfortable retirement.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions, right?
No, we don't sell commission products. Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interest first.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, our fees are transparent, structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
The relentless pursuit of the stories that matter to you. 1010 wins.
The News Watch never stops. This is 1010 wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
50 degrees, pockets of drizzle out there at 5:40. Good morning, I'm Lane DeJardi. Here's what's happening. Millions hitting airports. Thanksgiving travel rush is on, and it could be complicated by today's vaccine deadline for TSA workers. They're hoping it won't be, though. COVID cases are climbing as the holidays approach. Dr. Fauci says the unvaccinated are a major concern. Kyle Rittenhouse says his trial was not about race and that he supports the Black Lives Matter movement. The search continues for a killer who struck on an Uptown 2 train at Penn Station. FDNY and FAO Schwartz bringing holiday cheer to dozens of children of firefighters killed in the line of duty. Sports, the Rangers won, the Knicks, Islanders, and Jets lost, while the Giants prepare for Monday Night Football. AccuWeather says mild with some rain or drizzle for the first part of the morning commute. Temperatures as high as 53 early on. Then clouds break for some sun, breezy, turning chillier the rest of the day. Temperatures dropping to around 45 by day's end. Winds News Time 541. Traffic and transit. Here's Karen Stewart.
Well, we're going to go to Brooklyn first, and thank you, Angel, for the information. It's dark out there. Finally figured out from Angel it's a disabled car carrier on the inbound Gowanus at the Prospect.
So it's in the center lane. Excuse me, it's in one lane there at least, but I believe it's the center. And as I checked for 1010, when it's jam cams, we're packed from back at around Fort Hamilton Parkway right now. So it's a disabled car carrier in the center, right before the Prospect Expressway. Once you get past there, we're good to the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. But from the Brooklyn Battery up into Atlantic, things are getting heavy as well. The westbound BQE is starting to slow down too. From the LIE down to Metropolitan Avenue, it's not anywhere near what the inbound Gowanus delays are. It's just a little bit slow. They just closed the FDR Drive. South, literally just a second. Southbound FDR Drive at 96th Street, all lanes are closed. Traffic is getting diverted onto the 96th Street ramp because of an unauthorized box truck in the center lane at 79th Street that they need to clear, with delays that go all the way back to the RSK Bridge. I'm Karen Stewart. Next report 551 on 1010 Wins.
Pandemic or not, airports are again packed with Thanksgiving holiday travelers. 1010 Wins reporter Samantha Liebman tells us how it's going at LaGuardia this morning.
LaGuardia Airport very busy, even at 4 a.m., but with the TSA vaccine mandate deadline today that could leave checkpoints short-staffed, travelers like Melissa hope an early flight spares them a travel nightmare.
Hopefully everything is running smoothly, so I try to get here really early. Yeah, it is a concern. Hopefully it doesn't affect travel too much, so I have a feeling a lot of people will be wanting to go this year.
While federal officials don't expect issues, Sally French with financial information company NerdWallet says airline staffing may be the bigger problem.
According to a NerdWallet survey, close to 3 in 10 Americans who say they didn't travel during the 2020 holidays do plan to travel this holiday season. However, the travel industry lost 8.2 million jobs between March and April 2020, and those jobs are only slowly returning.
The TSA says it screened 2.2 million people Friday, a pandemic record. This ahead of Wednesday, which is considered one of the busiest travel days of the year. Samantha Liebman, 1010 Wins at LaGuardia Airport.
Meanwhile, some confusion on the COVID vaccine front. Today, people 6 months from their last mRNA COVID vaccine dose are being told to go out and get a booster shot ahead of the holidays. But Dr. Anthony Fauci is saying getting a booster may not be an annual event like the flu shot. More from correspondent Lionel Moise.
Pfizer CEO has said before that boosters may be needed annually, but White House Chief Medical Advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci on ABC this week said they are still tracking the data.
We would hope, and this is something that we're looking at very carefully, that third shot with the mRNA not only boosts you way up, but increases the durability so that you will not necessarily need it every 6 months or a year.
Fauci adding that heading into the holidays, he is concerned about the unvaccinated.
The doctor also saying the Delta variant continues to find its way to people who have refused the shot, keeping it around and potentially mutating again. He also says fully vaccinated family members should go ahead and celebrate together without masks. Case numbers rising again as more people let their guard down, though, or gather in buildings with poor ventilation and more people. New York City actually a bright spot in the COVID numbers, while portions of central and western New York are dealing with outbreaks. In Florida, Disney is pausing its COVID-19 vaccine mandate for all cast members in Walt Disney World in Orlando. That follows a new state law signed by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis Thursday banning companies from forcing vaccine mandates. Disney says more than 90% of its Florida-based employees are fully vaccinated. A European country with a low vaccination rate is once again going on lockdown. Details from correspondent Wendy Gillette.
Austrians are preparing for a national lockdown because of another COVID surge. Restaurants and most shops will close for at least 10 days and as many as 20. Everyone must stay home except if they're getting groceries, going to the doctor, or exercising. All large events are canceled. A vaccine mandate will be introduced February 1st. Just 66% of Austrians are fully vaccinated, one of the lowest rates in Western Europe.
Not everyone happy about this. Over 40,000 marched in Vienna Saturday. Kyle Rittenhouse says he supports BLM. And the Ahmaud Arbery case takes a big move forward today. We'll have those stories just ahead. Wins News Time 544.
Dell Technologies' biggest business sale of the year has arrived. Step up your vision with top tech up to 50% off during their Black Friday event. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for Cisco. Plus, get incredible savings on Windows 11 PCs, along with servers, monitors, and docks, all with free shipping. There's also special financing with Dell Business Credit. Get started by contacting your Dell Technologies advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
When the forgotten poor are in need of healing, they wait for a ship unlike any other. Mercy ships, a floating hospital staffed by volunteers, heroes of mercy who donate their time to save lives.
Every human has the right to have a place at the table of the human race.
If you could get the smiles that you get when lives have been changed, then it would make it all worth it.
To learn more about Heroes of Mercy, go to mercyships.org.
I am one of thousands of women with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC,
which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body.
I am living in the moment and taking Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets
with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy.
Be in your moment. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
50 degrees, pockets of rain and drizzle. We're going down to 45 in Midtown, actually dropping in the temperature. We could hit 53 to start, but then pull lower as the day goes on. Wins News Time 548. For the first time since Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted of all charges in Kenosha, Wisconsin, he's speaking about the case. The 18-year-old interviewed by Fox News Channel host Tucker Carlson, where he denied anything he did was driven by race.
This case has nothing to do with race. It never had anything to do with race. It had to do with the right to self-defense.
Right.
I'm not a racist person. I support the BLM movement. I support peacefully demonstrating.
Full interview will air tonight on Fox. Meanwhile, protests continue, led by people who say Rittenhouse should have been convicted after killing 2 protesters and injuring another. Many also have the Ahmaud Arbery case on their minds. A Georgia jury expected to hear closing arguments today. The case of 3 white men charged in the death of the black jogger. Correspondent Derek Dennis covering the trial in Brunswick, Georgia.
On the same quiet tree-lined street where Ahmaud Arbery was shot and killed, few neighbors are as outspoken as Francis Moy, blaming defendants Gregory and Travis McMichael, along with fellow neighbor William Roddy Bryan, for Arbery's death.
They killed him. Point blank. They killed him.
The men have pleaded not guilty, including Travis McMichael, who actually pulled the trigger on an unarmed Arbery. Other neighbors, like Tony Jernigan, are withholding judgment.
Terrible situation. I don't know.
Jurors could start deliberating later in the day.
Protesters have already begun to show up outside the courthouse. We'll have updates on the trial throughout the day. Wins News Time 5:49, more subway bloodshed. The search continues for a killer who struck on an Uptown 2 train at Penn Station. NYPD released surveillance footage of the man wanted in connection with the stabbing death of 32-year-old Akeem Loney. He was on the train shortly after midnight Sunday morning, stabbed in the neck while he slept. Loney was reportedly a highly skilled street soccer player who may have been homeless at the time of his death. You can see surveillance photos at 1010wins.com. Senator Chuck Schumer calling on Senate Republicans to stand with diabetics and keep a provision that lowers the price of insulin in the Build Back Better bill.
But as Majority Leader, I will do everything I can to keep this provision in the BBB bill and get the cost of insulin down to $35 a injection.
Where it used to be before it went off patent and suddenly skyrocketed in cost. Schumer says he'll try to negotiate with Democrats Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema to address their problems with the sweeping bill they think is too big. Democrats are hoping the $1.9 trillion spending plan can get done and dusted by Christmas. Another killing at the Wagner houses in Harlem over the weekend, the second fatal shooting there in less than a week. Police say a 16-year-old Jameer Chapman was shot in the stomach. Police suspect his killing was the result of a drug deal gone bad. A makeshift memorial has been set up at the scene of his death. No arrests have been made. No details on potential suspects. Wins News Time 5:51. Traffic and transit with Karen Stewart.
Well, we've got wet roads out there this morning as you're heading out. Please allow yourself a little bit of extra travel time. The MTA bridges are advising electronically overhead to keep your speeds down to something acceptable, like maybe about 20 miles an hour, just for safety's sake. Right now, over on the Hudson River, we're doing well. We've got no problems over the East River at this point, except if you're trying to get from Brooklyn up the Gowanus to the BQ and into the lower East River crossings, because on the Gowanus, inbound at the Prospect, there's a car carrier that broke down in the center lane. And we are very, very heavy back beyond, a little bit beyond the Fort Hamilton Parkway exit in Brooklyn. And then you're going to be very heavy again once you get to the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, trying to get up into Atlantic Avenue. Now, the FDR Drive is closed, southbound at 96th Street. They closed it, traffic getting diverted onto the 96th Street ramp because there's an unauthorized box truck there in the center lane, and they couldn't clear it without closing all lanes. It's near 79th Street. We are jammed up the Harlem River beyond the RFK Triborough to about
128th Street right now. And in Queens, we've got the Cross Island Parkway northbound, a little bit north of Northern Boulevard with an accident, and one lane is blocked. Alternate side is in effect for your Monday. Traffic is sponsored by Ray Catena Porsche. I'm Karen Stewart, and your next report is 6:01 on 1010 Wins.
Experience the luxury of a certified pre-owned Porsche from Ray Catena Porsche. Financing available starting at 2.99% up to 72 months. Visit Ray Catena Porsche in Edison or go to raycatenaporsche.com. To well-qualified buyers with approved credit. See dealer for details.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast live report from meteorologist Dean DeVore.
Watch out for those slick spots out there this morning, everybody, with the rain and drizzle. We got another hour to an hour and a half, it looks like, through most of the tri-state for this. And then it looks like there is one more shower that has to come through around midday. We'll get into some sunny breaks this afternoon, but temperatures are going to actually be falling back. We're in the low 50s right now. We're going to be ending up around 45 by the end of the daylight hours. And then tonight, colder, brisk winds down to the 20s in the suburbs, 33 in Midtown. We do have a freeze warning out for Midtown tonight. Cold and blustery tomorrow. Real feels near 30 at best in the afternoon with some intervals of sun. Less harsh, mid-40s on Wednesday. Thanksgiving Day looking good. Macy's Parade steps off in the 40s. We get up to 54 in the afternoon, but then rain returns Thursday night into Friday, and it's colder but dry over the weekend ahead. 50 right now, going up to a couple and then back down to 45 at the end of the day. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Dean DeVore, New York's weather station, 1010 Winds.
Wins News Time 5:53. Some early holiday season joy for the children of firefighters killed in the line of duty. The FDNY Widows and Children's Fund providing a shopping spree for nearly 50 kids at FAO Schwartz. The Joransboro Firefighters Association president telling us about one sad current trend.
Well, what we're getting now is a lot of children from firefighters that have passed through 9/11 illnesses. And, we're losing approximately 2 or 3 firefighters a month to 9/11-related cancers. And those numbers aren't, the numbers of children in that group are growing.
But he says it was an especially special day because last year's was canceled due to the pandemic. Kids had the run at the FAO Schwartz location.
Kids had an absolute blast. We have a fire engine take them around the block, and then we bring a tower ladder and raise them up the ladder. They get the run of FAO Schwartz, and thank FAO Schwartz for their commitment to the families. It's a wonderful thing that they do. They close the store up for a few hours and let the kids go inside and give them a treat, give them a gift.
Speaking of a treat, quite a treat for diners at the Commandant Diner in Staten Island. On Saturday, an anonymous patron picked up the tab for the whole place. 1010 Win spoke to the owner of the diner, Marcos Plattis, who described the scene.
It was really an exciting thing, this time of the year, the Christmas is around the corner, Thanksgiving is next week, and everything was really beautiful and fine.
He hopes the customer returns so they can thank him for the gesture. It's a Monday Night Football matchup that brings back Big Blue Super Bowl memories. Tom Brady versus the Giants. Our Mark Renee with a preview.
Yeah, Lane, I count 3 Lombardi trophies related to this one. Of course, Super Bowls 42 and 46, when Big Blue beat Brady and Bill Belichick's New England Patriots, but also Super Bowl 25, Giants over the Buffalo Bills in Tampa, where tonight's Week 11 finale will be played, and Saquon Barkley is hoping to play, chomping at the bit after missing the last 4 games with a sprained ankle.
I got C on my chest for a reason, be a leader. I still believe I'm capable of the things that I've shown on the field before. So when I'm able to make those plays, when those plays come to me, make those plays, don't force nothing, and take it one day at a time. That's really the only thing I can do.
Barkley adding that with 8 games left in the season, the Giants can still accomplish their goals too. Mark Renee, 1010 Wins Sports.
Wins News Time 556. Now Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins. Live report from Steve Potus.
Well, Wayne, with the holiday shopping season about to kick into high gear, there are some red flags about what the experience may be like. According to a new Bankrate.com survey, about 4 out of 5 people asked say they had some product-related shopping problem in October. The most common shopping issues included higher than usual prices, items out of stock or back-ordered, and shipping delays. Now, those who did have a problem say that buying food, clothing, and electronics presented the most challenges. That's followed by appliances, toys, furniture, and cars. Now, with warnings about supply chain disruptions and shipping delays this holiday season, nearly 3/4 of holiday shoppers are changing or have changed their shopping behavior. The most common changes are shopping earlier, shopping more online, or shopping more in person at local businesses. Now, on Wall Street, we're looking at some green arrows so far this morning, with S&P futures adding 16 points, NASDAQ ahead 58, Dow gaining 131. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Steve Potus for 1010 Wins.
Now this message. We're here with Michael Barish of Barish and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community. Let's talk about the family members of those who died. Do they know that they may be eligible for benefits as well?
They have now linked 68 cancers to the toxic dust. I speak to people every day. So many family members, they have no idea that there's a presumption linking their loved one's death to the toxic exposure. South of Canal Street, anytime after 9/11, they are entitled to compensation for their loved one's death. They should register.
Barish